Happy Halloween, guys! In this video, I'm going to give you a look at my Halloween costume that I will be wearing later today. Now, about 4 years ago, I was given this Elsa costume by a friend of mine for free, and it just happened to be a size extra large costume, and I am more of a medium in this costume. So I needed to alter it, and about a year ago in October, I decided to start altering it. And unfortunately, after a little bit, I put it down and didn't touch it for a full year. So come about to this October and I started altering it again and I finally finished it. So because there is so much footage to this video and I don't have that much time to edit it today, and I'd like to get it up before I go busking and show you the costume in full, I have decided to speed through a lot of the footage, just show little bits here and there, and get you through to seeing the final outcome of this dress. So let's go into the first clip that I filmed of it, where I was showing you the dress. So here it is. It is the Disney official costume. At least from a couple of years ago. So basically this costume needed to be completely disassembled from itself so that I could make everything smaller and put it back together. In some cases I did actually replace things with other pieces of material that I had. I ended up gathering the skirt and inserting a zipper instead of just having an elasticated back, and I put a hook and eye and some ribbons where they had just a couple of little Velcro tabs that joined the top of the dress together. I also added another layer of the skirt with a shiny material just to give it a little bit more glitz. And yeah, it was a very long process, and I'm going to show you some of that now, and then you can see the before and after shots of this costume and what I'll be looking like tonight. So here it is. As I said, it's quite big. There's so much extra fabric here. This cape is just wonderful. The arms are great, you know, it gives me the freedom to move if I'm going to be pushing my trolley while wearing this. So let's start taking this apart and get one step closer to being able to wear this out busking. So I started taking things apart. I wasn't loving the skirt as it was, it just looked like a lining, so I decided to use it that way and created a second layer of skirt out of this bluey greeny sheer material and then laid that over the top. I was really happy with how the skirt was turning out. It looked so much better. And once on the mannequin, it really started to look like a dress again. So I ended up deciding that the mesh around the neckline wasn't worth saving, and I threw that out and used some of the material that I had to fashion a new top. I thought if I used a dress I already had and tried to cut it out with a little bit of seam allowance that would be good enough, but it failed miserably and it ended up too small. And then when I went searching, I actually found that I had a Frozen costume pattern which I bought for the Anna costume, but it also had an Elsa costume there, so I used that pattern piece to fashion a second new top, and that one actually worked out. So then I was able to add some bias binding around the neckline and attach the sleeves to the new top. Well, that's looking much better now. I was struggling to figure out how I would attach all the pieces back together, but I kept going with it and I ended up attaching the skirt to the top, but just at the front section. I pinned the zipper in place. The whole dress ended up on a chair in my spare room, and this is where our video jumps a year ahead to October of 2019. Okay, so here's the dress currently. I still do have some things pinned, but since my last clips, I have hand stitched this section of the bodice to the organza here. I am trying to attach the cape at the moment, but I did insert a zipper and I finished connecting the skirt to the top. So a lot of things have been finished. I've finished off edges, cut off excess that was there. But now I'm at the stage of this cape. I attached that as well, that hand stitched that on. And that's about where we're at. This dress has been such a pain. So I worked out where I wanted the cape to sit, cut off the excess, finished the edges and stitched it in place. I just have to say, this is probably the hardest sewing project I've ever done, because every time I go to do something I run into another problem, and it has been driving me up the wall, and I don't think I'll ever try and disassemble a outfit, dress, or whatever costume and try to make it smaller to fit me again. This has been really frustrating and annoying, and it would have been worth just spending the money and buying the costume in my size. I hand stitched a few things, cut off excess material, gave everything a really good press, and added some small details like a hook and eye and some ribbons, and here we have a finished dress. Okay, so here it is with some boots on. It's still just touching the ground, I think, but it's not terrible. And I could probably get away with this, and then after wearing it, just trim off the bottom so that it's that bit shorter. Because honestly, I'm done with this costume. I'm so over it. I know it's not perfect. I know there's flaws. But I have had enough of doing this. So I thought it would be fun to wear this dress with an Elsa wig, and I ordered one last year off of eBay, and I hadn't actually tried it on until today. And I have to say, it's quite terrible. I do not like it. You can see my natural hair coming through. There's nothing to hide that. I don't know whether it's because it's been in the bag in a certain way, but it is definitely sort of like made to jut out from the wig cap. And so I don't know if it's gonna fall how it should, like flatter to my head, and then cover those bits or not. But yeah, this part is like up from my forehead, so if I'm gonna wear this I would have to put some Pros-Aid on and glue it down. I'm thinking if I leave this wig out on my wig stand and try and weigh down these like fringy parts, just to, you know, get it a bit flatter. That's probably my only hope with saving this wig, but it's just not great. But I don't have another Elsa wig. This is the only one that I have, and I don't think I'm going to get away with anything. I don't even have just like a plain white wig to try and make something out of. So this is it. I'm currently planning on going busking on Halloween, which falls on a Thursday, wearing this outfit and taking a whole bunch of lollies and chocolates out in a bowl to put on like a little stand and say like Happy Halloween, free, please take one, and hopefully it'll work a little bit like it did last year. Last year I did have Mum there to sort of you know, go to people and motion towards it and everything, so I don't know how well it will work just being on a stand there, but hopefully it does and I can have like a cool Halloween experience again. And I'm not sure exactly where I'm going yet. I've got a couple of ideas in mind, but I'm just not sure which one I want to do more. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Finally, this dress is done. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to me down below for more videos, and make sure notifications are turned on. I do a lot of live streams now, so it's important they're turned on so that you can join in live and interact with me if that's what you want. But you know, happy Halloween, and I'm glad I'm done with this dress. I will see you in more videos soon. Bye.